That's pretty good. It's beautiful.
Oh, I hate that
So
my
much,
gosh.
dude.
You feel it, huh? Your ears feel wet, don't they?
We talked about balls sucking up. That made my balls suck up. I hate that.
Oh,
sound.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
But you can do it.
Well, it's me.
I'm just payback.
There you go.
It doesn't bother me like
Oh.
it bothers you.
It's like most
Oh.
fluids. It's not gross when they're your own.
Well, for scientific research, what bothers you?
That's our next topic.
Okay. Well, welcome back to Five's a Crowd, guys. You should be seeing us in not only HD, but 3 different angles throughout this podcast. You guys might see a lot of craziness happening here on the table. This is just proof that we're growing, all because of you guys tuning in. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe. We're seriously the best podcast in the world. We just haven't been found yet, unless it's been, by you guys.
So tell everyone about it.
Tell everyone. But seriously, we're growing. We saved up all of our pennies. We got some new toys. We hope you enjoy the new angles. And we're going to be talking about 16 personality tests today. The continuation from part 1.
Mm-hmm.
But let me introduce the table. These are my 4 best friends. Cam,
Hey.
Chris,
Hello.
Tony,
Yeet.
and Zach.
Hola.
And I'll be your host for the evening. So we're going to open it up, resuming from where we left off. And if you don't know what we're talking about, be sure to watch the other episode first. It'll make far more sense. We'll link it down in the description as well in the eye in the sky. So you guys want to start us off? Who wants to start us off? Zach? Zach. I feel like Zach wants to start us off.
Zacharias.
Starting off with?
We're starting off.
Well, I know what section are we starting off with?
The friends, man. The friends.
Yeah.
It's true. We did not discuss that specifically.
The
but
specificity.
I said it earlier. No one listened to me.
You didn't say nothing.
I did. You said where we started,
right.
and I said the friends.
Where's the proof?
First off, just
Oh, wait, I thought we were
on
going to
the
do romantic
camera.
relationships.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
We could
Oh,
do
I thought we were
friendships.
talking about friends.
We could do
We're
friends.
talking about friends.
I mean, it makes most sense. We're friends around the table. We need to learn how to befriend each other better.
Correct.
That's for damn
Yeah,
sure. No. First off, remind them what kind of personality you are.
I'm a defender.
Defender.
Right.
What are your 4 letters? 5 letters.
Oh, my phone's on. ISFJ
ISFJ
dash
T.
A or dash T.
You're both?
But which one are you? Were you turbulent? You were turbulent, were
Yeah,
you?
you were
Yeah,
T.
it's turbulent. Yeah.
Testosterone. I don't really know what that means.
And see what the percentages are. Do you remember how to do that?
Go for it. What does your friendship say?
Am I
Start
just
with
starting
like
off
the
with
first,
the top of it?
Heck
first
yeah, man.
paragraph. We'll go from there.
Says, given how warm, supportive, and generous defenders are, it's not surprising that others gravitate towards them as friends. But while people with this personality type value and even cherish their friendships, they don't find it easy to bond with just anyone. Defenders tend to be a private and bit protective of themselves, and it can take them a while to feel comfortable enough to open up to someone new. Explains why most defender friendships don't start as random encounters on a wild night out, but rather through comfortable and consistent contact. For example, at school or at work, defenders appreciate the opportunity to deepen their connection with another person over time, with the 2 friends gradually sharing more and more of themselves with each other.
Oh, that is for damn sure on this podcast. As this podcast continues to go, I learn more and more and more and more and more about you.
See, but I have to say, because we knew each other first out of the group,
Yes.
But we did meet on a wild whim.
Yeah, but I also didn't want to go.
How did you guys meet?
Kara and Tony worked together, and then Tony brought up, everybody else was talking about going to a haunted house, and Tony just invited
Yeah,
himself.
so Kara and another girl at work, they were talking about, hey, we should get our husbands together and go on a double date to a haunted house. I heard haunted house and say, hey, me and my wife are going to come too. And I literally invited ourselves to
Yes.
come along.
Nice.
And
then Kara came home and said, hey, I guess we're going on like a triple date with some work friends to a haunted house. And I was like, really? Do we have to go? And Kara was like, it'll be fun. You'll be fine. You make friends with anybody. And I'm like, doesn't mean I want to. Let's not go.
It's like, I'm nice to people,
Yes.
not friendly. Like,
You
there's a
can be
difference.
good at things and not like doing it.
The only thing that helped and actually clicked is, so they had the option where they can touch you or not touch you. And me,
Who,
Tony,
the
and
coworkers or?
yes,
Oh, okay.
coworker, anybody. So me, Tony, and Jenny did the option where they, could touch you through the haunted house, and then the other ones didn't. And so, of course, here I am on some random night with Tony and Jenny for the first time ever, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. And Jenny is as Jenny is loving as she is. She kept pushing me forward. She's like, come on, grabbing my arm, like, let's go, and pushing me towards Tony. And I'm like, I was out of my comfort zone for a little bit, But
Then Zach had a thing for Jenny and followed her into the women's bathroom.
I did.
Wow. Okay, let's hear this.
No, I had to go to the bathroom, and they weren't labeled. And so I go open up the door, and Jenny's there, and I'm like, oh, hey, Jenny. And she's like, it's okay. You can go in here. It's fine.
She's like, there's no one else in here.
Oh, the door to the bathroom.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant the door to the stall. I'm like,
No.
I think you may have gone too far.
No.
You missed some cues.
No urinals. Isn't that
Well, I mean,
growing up, you walk into a bathroom, you see no urinals, and instant fear. Just
I've made a grave mistake.
It's funny, our men's bathroom now at my work, there's only one urinal in there. It's kind of a smaller bathroom, but they have it in its own little cubby. You have to go around this corner, and then it's by itself in this little nook. And it's funny watching people walk in and do that quick little and then they kind of go into the stall, and then you can tell when they come out of the stall, then they see it, because then now you're at that angle.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I hate that feeling. I haven't had that feeling in a while, but
Why is there a couch in the bathroom?
right?
What the heck was that about?
What do they do on it? Do you want to sit on
that's
the
the
couch
thing
in
is-
the bathroom?
Is you should never be in the bathroom long enough that you would have to take a seat other than the one you take to take a poop.
It's a petri dish.
Right, dude? Have you seen those studies of all the crap that flies out when you flush the toilet without closing the lid?
No.
Thank goodness.
Bro, it's gross.
Yeah. That's why I have a toothbrush cover.
Like
Covers my
a
toothbrush.
ton.
Oh my gosh.
So shut your lid and then flush.
I've always shut my lid because when I was younger, to me it was quieter to flush it with the lid closed. So I thought I was just being a little more discreet by closing the lid first, and now it's just a habit.
Good habit.
I saw a thing that there is more germs on a gas pump handle than in a public bathroom.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's because
All they need to do is what you do is when you're done with it, you just point it up so it comes down onto the handle, just sanitizes itself.
The gasoline.
A little bit of alcohol, just
ethanol.
I actually like the smell of gas. That's not a bad idea.
I do too.
But it'd cost you like $10.
Dude, why don't they sell perfume as just gasoline? That's just it.
Because it'd be called
It's just
cologne,
straight up. It's
not
just gasoline.
You don't grab I grab a paper towel from the thing when I do my gas.
Actually, it'd be genius
not
to
that
have it on
smart.
a woman, because then it attracts the men.
Not a bad idea.
You smell like my weed whacker. Mind whacking some weeds?
You know what, though? It's the combination for me. I like working on cars and then after the fact using that orange citrus rub on your hands. So it's still got that
stuff's
combination
good.
scent.
That lava soap that has
Yeah.
the grit in it.
No.
Oh.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's the orange. It's orange.
It's the cream.
It smells
It's
like
a
orange and
creamy-
citrusy, and it has
yeah.
sand
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is stuff that is just pure
pumice.
powder. Pumice, yeah. But
Yeah.
then there's the orange. I don't know what they call it.
It's like
Just
a
orange.
cream
I know
with
what you're
pumice in
talking
it.
about.
Yeah.
Power
I'm
of
pretty
orange.
sure it's just like
So
orange is in the
good.
title.
That combo is
My old work
Delicious.
had a berry one. So you had the orange or the berry. And that berry, I honestly was ready to lick it off my hand. It
Dude,
smelled
I
so
like
good.
how you know you did work because as it gets foamy and frothy, it just turns brown from the
Yeah.
off. Like,
Dude,
it's
one
working.
time I worked at a place where we rented equipment, and so hands are always dirty. This person came in trying to sell us these liquid gloves, and so we bought a few of them to try them out, and it was some kind of almost like a lotion. So you'd put it on
Doctors
your hands
use it.
before you do anything, and then we go to work, and the grease would get on your hands, obviously like normal, but then you just go underwater and it would just come right off.
Oh.
It wouldn't stick to your hand because of the thin layer of whatever the crap was you put on you. It was wild.
But you could move your hands and it wouldn't
it was just felt like a normal, normal.
It just felt like lotion.
But it wouldn't
feels
stick
like lotion
to it.
going
Yeah,
on.
crazy.
it was wild.
There's a class action lawsuit coming. I can feel it.
To them?
Yeah. That can't be normal.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be weird.
My mind
These
went.
was a long time
superhero
ago.
powers.
My mind went to liquid condom. Just brush it on.
I can tell you now, it probably doesn't work.
It's just-
Till you go to pee and it doesn't come
You're
out.
like,
You're
"Oh,
like,
no!"
oh my gosh.
Oh no! I made the wrong choice.
All right. I'll go next.
Do it.
Okay, so mine again was advocate, and my initials were INFJT, turbulent.
Same as Cam.
Yes,
All
but I'm
except the last
INFJA.
Oh.
Yeah. So my friendship says advocates rarely settle for shallow, superficial friendships. When it comes to social fulfillment, they aren't satisfied by casual interactions with colleagues or classmates. Advocate personalities crave authentic, meaningful friendships that allow them to share their dreams, bare their souls, and feel understood and accepted for who they are. And if that means having just one or two confidants rather than a wide circle of acquaintances, so be it.
I feel like that rings real true to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of the times when we hang out, I just plan on chilling on a couch.
Yeah.
And talking. Like, we'll talk for hours.
Right?
And so, like, we don't even have to do anything. And it's funny because you don't, I'm assuming, because I like to think that you like me as a friend. I'm assuming you don't invite me over because there's nothing exciting going on. But when I hang out with you, I don't care that there's nothing exciting going on because I just like to hang out with you and chat.
That is true, because you strike me as the type that it's like, let's do something.
See, I only want to do something in order to get people to join me and, like, hang out. I don't
Gotcha.
care what we do. But, yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Noise.
I'm a fan of doing whatever is fun, and that can be anything.
I can just chill out too.
With the right group, with
Mm-hmm.
the right person, anything can be fun.
That's true. That's true.
Murder?
It
It could be.
I'm not against it.
Technically.
With the right person.
Oh man. Okay. I am a consul, an ESFJA, and let's see here. Friendships. Consuls are very social personality types seeking large circles of friends and proving themselves more than willing to spend the time and energy necessary to maintain these relationships. Loyal and warm, consuls are known for standing by their friends no matter what and providing a constant source of emotional support and encouragement. There you go. That's
Yep.
like the very quick synopsis.
Sounds about right.
Pretty cool when it goes into detail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. I honestly, like, I listened to most of, I kind of fell off the wagon. I was trying to make it a goal to listen to everyone's personality while I was showering.
Uh-huh.
You can
Every-
listen to it?
Yeah. You can just tell Google to read the page.
Oh, that's a
Google
new
will
one.
read the whole page for you.
That's cool.
So I'll just throw it, put it in my shower and listen to while
So
while
my
it's reading.
third grade reading level doesn't mean anything anymore.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got AIs for everything nowadays.
It's freaking sweet. They can write your own essays.
Oh yeah, and they do, bro. I've heard so many stories.
I've heard about a couple of them.
Have you gone on there? The Open GPT.
Chat GPT, I use it all the time. I
ChatGPT?
write some of our descriptions with it.
Do you really?
I do.
Oh, that's genius.
I go in there and I'm like act as a YouTuber and write a caption about this topic, blah blah blah, and I just let it spit out stuff. And I'll like refresh it if I don't like it, and sometimes I'll take the whole thing and maybe change a couple words to fit more to us. Or just
Really?
leave it. Yeah, dude, it's freaking great.
That's
Oh
genius.
my gosh.
Genius.
Man, how do kids write essays?
I even
then
do it
and,
with
like,
the title sometimes. I'm like, try different titles, see what it spits out.
Really?
Because I try to say, there's different ways you can tell it to do things. And so I try to tell it, like, most searchable terms on this topic or this topic, like, write a title about this, like, trying different things to find, like, a good title and then just try that.
It does the brainstorming for you.
It does, dude. It's freaking
That's
nuts.
crazy.
You can have it, like, my friend said he had it proofread his resume. So he just
Holy
copied and
hell.
pasted his resume and, like, typed all the stuff and it proofread it and, like, told him to change things. And
oh my god.
you can have it write songs, stories, essays. Like, I have friends who have written college essays using the AI.
That's
I'm-
also terrifying.
And the
though.
teacher, it is. because the teacher has no idea.
Yeah, how do teachers even like?
There are programs that are supposed to be able to tell you if it was written by AI, but it's getting so much better that like they're constantly switching places.
We're gonna have a bunch of idiots out there that just got
Oh,
their
yeah, dude.
college degrees based off of that.
Are they?
Yeah,
idiots?
that's
we
terrifying.
already have those.
Yes. I'm one of them.
I knew I was an idiot, so I didn't even try.
A combination of that chat, whatever it is, combined.
Chat GPT.
That's it. Combined with Boston Dynamics. Have you seen what those things can do now?
I didn't know they put it. Oh yeah, dude. The parkour course they run.
Well, they do all sorts of stuff, man. They can do one of those sideways barrel rolls.
Oh, those robots?
Yeah.
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 They'll like jump and do a flip, and they'll do backflips, and
Terrifying.
They'll run and
Yoga.
yeah, they'll run like a ninja course.
yeah, they can do 180s. They can even like throw things up for you.
Holy hell.
Yeah, so you combine that with chat, whatever.
Chat GPT, which Chat GPT is a product of OpenAI, which is owned by
Microsoft.
Elon Musk.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. OpenAI is his program.
Crazy. I was thinking because I saw something about Microsoft wanting to use it, or I don't remember.
Pretty sure Microsoft's AI is the one that turned racist immediately.
That was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when I was working on base, and
And they-
like after a few hours, it turned racist.
It literally created. They had to create the term TTN, time to Nazi. So it's how long an AI, when exposed to this information, how long until it turns into a Nazi.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty messed up, but it's a funny story if you look it up.
iRobot.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, people are getting dumber, and computers are getting smarter and better. Like I've seen this before.
It's Idiocracy. It's that movie.
Oh my
telling you.
gosh. Still need to see that.
Like, a lot of it's dumb. Don't get me wrong. There's some funny parts, but it's very relevant.
That's
Interesting.
crazy.
Yeah.
So it looks like it was started by Elon Musk in 2015, yet now has primarily evolved as a capped-for-profit entity with an exclusive commercial license to Microsoft.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, because I read an article on how they're looking to use it to then supersede Google's Assistant.
Oh, dude, it'll be if this is any indication, like what you can do with it now, it'll destroy it.
Yeah.
At least as they currently are. If they don't update, they're done.
Yeah,
Crazy.
It's wild.
I'm gonna have to start using it now.
Dude, it's so fun. I've had to create like
Is it free?
song stories.
Oh, yeah. You just go on
Yeah.
the website, and it's crazy. And
ChatGPT.
you can even be super specific, like write as this person during this era using this type of dialect. Because there was like someone who said write an essay in King James dialect, like the
Old English.
the biblical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Set in this time frame, doing this, and then set a specific word count, and
my
and then you watch it type.
This
Yeah.
might be a cool podcast topic.
I was gonna
for
say
Yeah,
we
let's
could
do
do a
it.
whole podcast on it.
We'll do a deep dive on it soon because
Yeah.
I want to. There's
Yeah.
so much I want to.
Maybe
uncover.
we'll just have to do that next.
We can. I'd love to. We'll use Chat GPT to then do our
Give us a podcast topic.
give us a podcast topic on you.
Tell us what to talk
ChatGPT,
about.
and then we'll just read it. Anyway,
Wild.
okay,
All right.
Chris, you're on the spotlight, my guy.
I'm a logician, and I am INTP/T, but I realized that I'm only like 58% T, so I'm kind of both.
Yeah.
I guess it's circumstantial.
And that's why I like people to send me their friendships, because sure, you're that personality, but each letter that you are,
Right.
you could be 51%. So like just
I read the
knowing
line.
your letter is helpful, but doesn't give the full story.
Right. So that's what I was thinking too, because I was mostly thinking, I'm like, man, I'm just heartless. But I'm like 53% thinking, and then the
Yeah.
rest is feeling. So,
I just had a brilliant idea.
uh-oh.
Okay. All you watching, if you're interested, I will link all of our personality types in the description so you can like compare yourselves
Let's
to us.
talk about this off air. I don't want
No? Was that
I'd be
uncomfortable?
okay.
Do it.
I'll be
Do
all right.
it.
I'd be all right. I don't care. I'm
Are you
pretty-
sure?
Yeah.
I don't want to pressure you.
Personalities.
No,
It's
Just
not.
our personality
You're good.
types. Like, not
I was making a funny.
Yeah. So I'll link those below so that you guys can
Next
like
to our bank account number.
compare us. I mean, like you take the test and then compare,
Right.
and see who you're most like.
Ooh, yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
And then down in the comments, you guys can leave us your personality types. That'd be fun to see.
Yeah. Then you can have your friends listen and do that too and see how close they are to us.
Ooh.
Hey,
Then-
there you go.
And
Challenge.
to you.
I
Challenge.
hope I see a bunch of Austins down in the comments. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Chris.
You're good. All right, my friendships. Like anyone, logicians look to their friends for companionship and support, but people with this personality type prize something else as well: intellectual depth. Not everyone will meet a logician's standards for a potential friend, but when someone does, the connection can spark instantly, surprising everyone who thought they had this seemingly distant personality type pegged. So,
You do seem distant. That's crazy.
aloof.
Yeah, so that's wild that it.
tells me, quit telling me what I am.
That's wild, man.
Son of a-
Because you do come across as like a lone wolf.
Yeah. I have friends, but
He's a
I
one.
do like having deep conversations with people. Like, we'll start with something simple and then we just, but what about this? And what about that?
Well, all I know is there's been a handful of times that I've been over at your house playing games till like 2, 3 in the morning, and we're just like shooting the breeze for hours
Right.
on rando stuff.
Right.
life and all
Crazy,
its
man.
weirdness.
I love it.
Oh, I'm going to say this real quick. We'll get into it. You guys be blessed because it says I'm very choosy and selective.
It's true.
I am.
Yeah, I can
am.
see that. You're wanting to nix a bunch of people out of your life. You're like,
I'm done with it. Yeah.
get out of here.
Be gone.
It's true.
I get that.
Okay.
Cam.
Is
Me?
yours anything different than
So, well, you just read the top paragraph, so
Yeah.
I'll read the other one.
go? Good.
Because, yeah, that's the same, so I'm assuming the second one is too. While advocates may seem quiet or reserved to the world at large, they absolutely light up around their close friends. Few things bring them more pleasure or delight than talking through their passions, interests, and beliefs with a kindred spirit. People with this personality type enjoy the pleasure of their own company, but advocates still find it liberating to let their guard down and be completely and utterly themselves with a friend they know and they know they can trust.
Oh, yeah. I see that 100%. 100%.
100%.
I don't know. I picture you being bubbly even outside.
But he doesn't mind being alone. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
But
Oh,
when
yeah,
he talks about, like, when he talks about something, all of a sudden you see his eyes light up, and he can just go off about it forever. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I love,
I see it.
because it is, like, I mean, and this goes perfectly with the part that you read. Like, I'm very much about the deep conversations and the deep connections. Like, sure, I have tons of acquaintances and stuff like that, but, like, they could literally most likely disappear the next day and I would not really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
I
get
need
it.
those deep, meaningful connections.
My boss just made the comment to me the other day that what were we talking about? I think we were talking about being parents or doing something. And she's like, other than Tony, I don't know a single adult parent that still has friends, at least that they hang out with on a regular basis. And it just, and I like took a sec for that to register. And I was like, what do you mean except for me? And she's like, well, cause you have your group of friends and I'm like, well, that is true. Like I do not take this for granted. The fact that it's like, yeah, I not only have friends that I've been friends with for years, I still hang out with them and I have 4 of them. Some people are lucky to say they even have 1.
Right.
It really is a pretty big
Yeah.
group
Heck yeah.
that we have
You
for
know-
so long.
You know what? I know we've touched on this in the past, but someone in the comments, it probably was like 2 weeks ago, mentioned that they would like for us to share how we all met. And I know we've talked on it, but that was 2 years ago. And I feel like we could really map it out and like do something cool. Because it's always fun to like go back down memory lane and try and figure out
Right.
how we all know each other and how we all met and the crazy stories that kind of come from it. But I know that there's so many of you that are brand new that have no idea our history. So it'd be cool to kind of reflect on that.
I want to say something too. So all of ours, we've been reading personality types, and we all like to have deep conversations. It says like, so with all you guys, it's all saying meaningful. With you, it says you just like having conversations with people.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So with me, it says it's more intellectual depth. So with you guys being meaningful when we're having that conversation, yeah, it's meaningful to me, but it's more like it enlightens me about you guys, or it enlightens me about thinking about something else. So yeah, it's meaningful, but I'm just saying like it's we all mesh well together because we all could be taking different things out of the same conversation we're having.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Which is cool.
And that's what makes this podcast dope as.
Hell yeah. But I mean, it's cool. Like when I start thinking about that, I was like, yeah. Because my take on something, a conversation we had, I may have loved it, but, to somebody it would have been more meaningful. But to me, it was like, wow, that was just really educational or something to that degree. I mean, yeah, it's meaningful to me too. I don't want to sound heartless, but.
No, I mean,
it's just weird.
But it's the part that's meaningful to you is how deep intellectually it got.
Right. Isn't that, it's weird.
No, I would
makes
100% get that.
Yeah. It's cool.
You find it profound.
Profound.
Yeah, definitely.
Profoundly
Well, I
profound.
know immediately following last time that we had this 16 personality conversation, you were like in love with that podcast. Like you had a blast.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And it's that's just as keen to your personality. That's
Right.
just proof of it.
Yeah,
Which is
I was
awesome.
I was super excited when we were done with that. I was like, that was so freaking cool. And then I didn't sleep thinking about it.
That's why he got so upset at the Titanic one too, because there's
I wasn't
the
even
intellect.
upset.
That was so funny. Bro, JP Morgan's up to it again, though. I don't know if you've seen that stuff.
What was that?
I wasn't upset.
I heard something about JP Morgan. What was
He's
it?
like bankrolling the cover up of Epstein Island and the ring of
Oh my!
He's
pedophiles.
dead. He's dead.
Well, yeah, but this happened while he was alive.
Oh,
And they're getting caught, and it was something happened to the Virgin Islands.
with his wrinkly
And
ass
they
fingers.
were trying to cover it up by throwing a crap ton of money at it.
freaking.
So
Yeah, they gross.
So going down a little farther, I saw that I think it's what you're reading from Chris, but going down a little farther, I have a bold print that says searching for a heart of gold. It says advocates are known for having great expectations, not just for themselves, but also for their friendships. High on this list of expectations is authenticity. If advocates have to be fake or tone themselves down to gain someone's approval, then that person probably isn't the best friend for them. And it's hard for people with this personality type to respect someone who won't be honest with them in return, let alone anyone who can't be honest with themselves.
Yep. 100% yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I like one of my biggest pet peeves, whatever, is just fake people.
Yeah.
And like I almost feel like I can root it out before other people that I'm around a lot of times, and I hate it. Like it takes everything. If I have to interact with that person, it takes everything in me to do it. Because
You live on a throne of lies.
Well, because exactly, it's like I don't even want to waste breath on you because
Right.
you don't even have the courage to just be honest.
Right?
Like you're literally living a facade to try to get people to like you, and it immediately makes me dislike you.
Yeah. And I've said this before. You're not. It's not brutally honest. You're just honest. You're not. You don't
Bluntly honest.
Bluntly, that's a good way to say it. You're not like brutal. You're just blunt. You'll be honest about yourself and your situation, and I think I've said this before, but it's very admirable. It's very like
Right.
It's a cool feature about you, and it's something I've always respected.
Well, and I feel likewise to you guys, and I think that's why we're, like, according to my personality, why I can be close to you guys. Because I feel comfortable giving you an honest opinion, and because vice versa, I know you guys will give me one back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a hard time if somebody, like, probably you too, but if everything you say, they take defensively, it's like, well, it's hard to even have a conversation with you. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to walk on glass all the time.
In this
just to
day and
be
age,
around you.
especially.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, for crying out loud, it's an effing opinion. Like, I'm just like, good heavens.
The truth isn't supposed to protect your feelings, but at the same time, maybe you should control your emotions. Just kidding.
I've always made the joke. It's like, well, not joke. It's a more just a statement. It's like, don't ask the question if you're not ready for the answer.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Rogan says this all the time, and I used to get mad at people for getting, like, well, I used to get offended to a degree. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, do you know what? It's instead of getting upset or irritated, be like, why are you saying that? Just ask a question. Why do you feel that way? Why, get to the bottom of it, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to come to an agreement towards the end of it. And it's not just like, they're not just saying it to hurt you. They're just saying something.
It's just like a misunderstanding.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot like that episode where we were talking about. It was one of those episodes where we were having that heated debate about wrestling and being real or fake. And I remember in the middle of it, I stopped and I was like,
he just perked.
right? In the middle of it, I was like, well, wait a second. I was like, what do you mean when you say it's not fake? And I said what I mean when I say it is fake. And we realized that we were actually in agreement with what we were saying. It's just the way we were saying it. We were arguing
about how it was being
The same
said.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your
Yeah.
definitions of fake were
different. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yep.
we were actually in agreement, but we were arguing.
Yeah.
Well, it's like this. You're both looking at the same person. Somebody's looking from the front. Somebody's looking from behind. You're both seeing the same person. You just have a different perspective on that person. It's the same, and that's with everything.
It's like that picture of the apple in the mirror. Have you seen that? Where it's an apple in the mirror, and on the side you're looking at, there's a bite out of the apple, but on the side of the mirror, it's a nice crisp apple.
same concept.
And it's just
Yeah.
it's all in perspective.
Right.
And so
Or looking at it we could go on that forever, though, because you can, looking above it,
You
below
gotta
it.
move around.
All of
find
it.
Well,
find all the perspectives.
I've even found just with Jess, she'll say one thing and mean exactly like what happened with between the wrestling is like she'll mean what I think one thing and I'll say another, and then we'll start bickering or whatever you want to say, arguing, and then we'll realize that we both meant the exact same thing, but we chose different words to describe it.
Right.
And it's like,
I
oh
know.
my God.
I know. Well,
That's what I said. Yeah.
Or even,
So we agree. I guess so.
Well,
Are we still mad? Yeah, but we understand each other.
but even if you don't agree, if you keep talking long enough, you're going to come to a reasonable disagreement to it, to where you're both okay. You both understand why the other person's thinking the way they're thinking.
And that's the problem nowadays. Is like everyone's so quick to shut down or cancel the other person before they can have any kind of logical conversation.
I do think the pendulum's swinging back though.
I hope
It
so.
does feel. I do feel it.
I feel like
It all started with Disney
definitely
getting their new
slowed down.
CEO.
Right?
Their new old guy.
Bob Iger, whatever his name is.
The new old guy.
Yeah. Well, and it does seem like things are coming back to where everyone's kind of understanding the other side. A little bit.
I hope so.
Right.
Zach, I want to hear your next line down on the friendship,
Why?
because I can see the big words there, and I want to hear what it says.
Oh, okay.
Because the last paragraph was the last time we heard from you.
Just soaking it all in, all right?
You're like a sponge.
No, actually, I wanted to read this part because it's kind of what we talked about last time.
Great.
It's called Getting Along. And it says, defenders care about what other people think of them, so they strive to bring the best selves to all their relationships, including their friendships. It says this trait tends to make defenders exceptional friends. If taken too far, however, it can lead them to fall into the trap of people-pleasing. Some personality types have no trouble expressing an unpopular opinion or posing an awkward question, but not defenders. Defenders are reluctant to rock the boat, whether that means asking a friend to pay back a loan or disagreeing with where anyone else wants to go for dinner. In most cases, this behavior stems from a fear of being rejected. While most defenders are perfectly comfortable having a small, tight-knit circle of friends, they hate the idea of risking the disapproval of even one of those friends. The problem is that, over time, people-pleasing can cause defenders to lose touch with the sense of the self and their ability to make decisions on their own terms.
I could see that, but at the same time, I think you've realized that, and so you kind of go the other way with it sometimes. Like, you're not going to try to please somebody. You're just like
he
just
catches
get it.
himself.
Yeah, you just get it out of the way. You're like, go, nope, blah, blah, blah. And then you just hurry and blurt out what you want to say, even though, because you're just like, I'm not going to please you on this one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
I see it. That
He's pleasing you.
He just.
I know,
Did
and
it.
I'm shaking my head.
no,
Such a defender move.
I see what you're saying,
Right.
Chris. With us,
Uh-huh.
but like hearing stories about how you are with others, you're still the one who will bend over backwards and just to avoid confrontation.
Somebody you're not comfortable with.
But I think
being around.
with us, especially since doing this podcast, you have stood your ground more and more.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sticking my ground tonight.
Yeah,
He's not
buddy.
afraid to rock.
I'm
the
leaving at
boat.
11 o'clock, damn it.
He's not afraid to rock
Leave
the
whatever
boat.
you want. That's
I'm gonna
funny.
read mine.
Well, and again, I think the weird thing is about these is, like I said, I've taken this test 3 times over the course of years. I heard you. Sorry, I just had a thought and it was going.
You're
Yeah,
good.
never mind. I'm good.
It's not about you. It's not about you.
I am so
Go
lost
for
on
it.
what just happened.
I'm not. It's not
It's too
about
late.
you.
Chris
gone.
was starting to say something and Cam cut him off.
No, but it's okay. But then I stopped because he was tying into this, and I didn't want to completely change the subject, so I was letting him go. It's not about you. Just go.
That's where we're working on this.
oh my gosh.
Go!
No, I'm done talking. Go.
Does it say you're stubborn in that?
It should.
You guys done?
Okay. I'm not doing. We're both
All right. Okay.
choosy and selective.
Austin, you go.
I'll go.
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm teasing. Just
I will
to
go.
get
I
it
will
off
go.
of
But I
them.
was gonna let you finish.
Go, Chris.
Okay. Perhaps because they don't mind the company of their own thoughts, logicians don't surround themselves with people just for the sake of it. As a result, it's not always easy to become close friends with these personalities. But when logicians do open up, they can be lively, imaginative friends who always have something interesting and unexpected to say.
That's very true.
Yes.
That is 100% you.
Thanks.
Dude, you always
Very
you always
imaginative.
have something to share that's just like, where did this come from?
It's like, what is
Sometimes
I mean, like, I'm for it.
Do you know what?
I'm just confused on how we got
I
this.
actually worry about that sometimes because I'm like, they think I don't give a shit what they're talking about. Because all of a sudden I'll just have a random thought come to my head and I'm just like, but this, and this. And it, somehow I can tie it together in my head why you were saying that. And it made sense for me to say what I was saying. But it doesn't
But it's
make
like-
any sense at
It's like
all.
in school where you show the answer to the math problem, you just didn't show your work.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Either that or I started to show my work and then scratched it out and just wrote the answer.
So the sad thing is that we probably don't want you to show the work because it's going to go here and over here and loop back around and then go right to there.
That's why I scratch it out.
That's hilarious.
Like I could definitely go over why it would have, but I was like, hey, I just came across like I didn't give a crap what they were saying, but I did. It's weird.
I freaking love it.
Anyways, go ahead, Cam. What were you?
Oh, what was? Well, I was gonna say, and you kind of touched on this earlier. Like in some of these, like for me, the introverted, the feeling, and the judging are all 54%, 57%, 53%.
Right.
So I'm like right on the edge of them. But then like intuitive and assertive, I'm 74 and 90%. So
You're 90% assertive?
Hold
Uh-huh.
on there.
See, and I'm like 94 or 96 or
Yeah.
something like that. I'm like really high on assertive too.
I
So-
can see that.
So having taken this test 3 times, I went from the campaigner profile to then I think I had the same as you the second time I took
Console?
it. Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, I went campaigner to console and then now advocate.
Interesting.
So it's cool because it's the way I've answered the questions over the years have changed because of life experience and growing
Right.
up and different stuff like that.
Go back to your percentages real quick.
So while you guys are looking this up, I'm curious. I mean, I feel like it's an obvious answer, but do you feel like the older you get, because I'm the only one here that is extroverted. All you guys are introverted. Do you guys feel like you have slowly become introverted because of marriage and kids and like life?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
You've always been
I've
introverted.
always been introverted.
Okay.
See, and I both the other 2 times I was extroverted.
Really?
And this one I'm at 54% introverted. So I'm just barely over that edge, and I 100% believe it's because I've worked in customer service for so long. And yeah, being married and having my core group friends, it's like, and the combination of age, it's like at this point it's like I don't need to make more friends.
Yeah.
I'm set. I got the friends, I got the family. I don't need more. So it's like, why waste my time out with acquaintances when I can be with the core deep group that I have.
Mine was definitely relationship based. Because if I had a girlfriend that I really really liked, I would become introverted to just wanting to spend time. I'd still hang out with my friends or whatever, but yeah, I'd go introverted. But if I didn't have like a significant other, I was very extroverted. Like
I feel like finding out kind of the actual definition of the two, I actually may have been more of an introvert my entire life. Because I always just thought introvert was someone who didn't want to go out, who just wanted to stay in, like just antisocial. And finding out that that's not necessarily the case, they can still be a very social, friendly person. They just like their close-knit of friends.
right.
I'm kind of thinking back, and I'm like, maybe I've always been more of an introvert because I've never had the huge group of friends. Like, there was times I liked the parties and things like that, especially in high school and things. But, like, all in all, when it came down to it, all through life, I've always had just my few close friends.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. And then bringing up relationships, same type of thing. It's like I would tell myself, it's like, hey, I don't want to settle down. I just want to date and relax, have fun. But I'd always find myself gravitate towards just one person, and then I would end up in a relationship.
Right.
But so I don't know.
Fun fact on your main page, if you scroll down to the bottom, it says, "We recommend you retake this test 5 months from now. Life experience can alter your responses. As you grow, your personality traits may too. Try retaking in 5 months." And there's a little button that says, "Remind me to retake test."
Really?
5 months.
5 months.
That's crazy. Well, I mean,
You know,
I'll be having a baby in 2 months, not even. So it's like that could easily alter my personality again.
Yeah.
kind of on that, I know it's a lot more than 5 months, but we just had this like luncheon thing at work, and they had a guest speaker come in, and he was talking about 5 years. And because he was saying, he's like, yeah, when I kind of first came into the credit union, one of the VPs asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And he's like, oh, 5 years, I don't know. And so we got on the topic of 5 years, and he was saying, he's like, hey, I want you to do a little exercise. He's like, I want you to close your eyes. And he's like, and I mean it. He's like, close your eyes and just picture where you were 5 years ago. And he's like, think about your job, your wife, kids. Did you have kids? How old were they? What were you driving? Where were you living? Like just everything. And like really break it down and think about where you were 5 years ago. And then eventually we turned it and say, now think about where you think you could be 5 years from now. And personally, I'm like, so much has happened in the last 5 years. 5 years ago, it's like we were still living in Roy. I was still driving that Jeep. We only had 2 kids who were 3 and 6. We had, I was still at the same job, but I wasn't in any kind of management position. And it's like so much has changed. So it's like, yeah, the next 5 years, it's almost exciting.
Oh, yeah.
That it's like, man,
Yeah,
where
if you,
could
if
I
you
be
really
5 years
flip
from
that
now?
lens, it really, because 5 years ago for me, I would have had no kids. We would have just been finding out we were pregnant. I would have had my old job. Wouldn't have had this house. Would have had the same car. No, I would have had my Lexus. I still had my Lexus 5 years ago.
See?
So it's like I still had Stella. Didn't barely just got Maple. Yeah, that's wild. That's really wild to
So
think about.
much,
Like
right?
5 years ago, like I'm like
That
being
was a
here.
good year, too.
Like so here to take it again. 5 years ago, if you had seen where you are now, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So go back to 5 years ago and look forward 5 years.
Yeah,
and
like see like from that perspective of that lifetime, where like looking at where you are now, that's crazy to think of.
I think
too.
for me, 5 years ago, looking forward now, if someone would have told me you're going to have 4 kids, bullshit. Like,
Good one. That's a good one.
That's a funny joke. Don't you put that curse on me, Ricky Bobby.
Gosh, yeah, having a third kid on the way within 5 years, I'd have been like, no, man.
right?
Nah.
I literally doubled mine.
Yeah. That's
Well,
crazy.
There's that also. They say most people make the mistake for overestimating what they can do in a year and underestimating what they can do in 10 years.
Oh, definitely.
So
Well, the other thing he mentioned that I thought was kind of interesting is when you do think ahead, like, okay, now picture where you're going to be 5 years from now. He started naming off things that are kind of the obvious. Maybe you're going to have a like in my case, I hope I'm in a new house, maybe a new car, a promotion at my job, things like that. And it's like, he's like, everything you think of that's going to be different is always positive.
You should have messed with them and been like,
I'll
I got
probably
a
have-
problem, buddy. You're not 5 years from now. You're not in my life anymore, buddy.
So 5 years ago, Cam, what would your life have been like?
Dude, I was engaged. I got married 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years?
That was 2018.
Oh yeah, we got engaged the same year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or I got married.
No, yeah.
Man, I was thinking about
No, you
divorce.
got married.
Just kidding.
So you're going to have your 5-year.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got married
2018. Yeah, you got married before that. Yeah, so this will be our 5-year anniversary.
So
What?
I said, you guys just got married, and I was thinking about divorce.
you've been married now, what, almost 20 years?
Don't even talk about it.
Oh,
No, it's
okay.
been, I don't even know
17.
because it honestly hasn't. No, it's 16 this year.
It was a
16
yeah, it's
years.
I
been
thought
a
you-
while. We were
For some reason, I
children.
thought you were married 2 years longer than I have been.
16 years.
When's your anniversary?
So, September
2006.
30th.
No,
See, I
we
thought
got
you-
married in 2006.
I thought you
Yeah.
just had your 16th, right?
Did we?
Yeah, you just had it.
Yeah, so this year
Yeah.
will be 17.
We're at 17?
You're coming up on
You guys
17.
know more than I do about my relationship.
See, that's
me
what
and
I-
Kara
we were
coming
there.
up on 16.
Dude, it's so
Yeah.
wild. Like it's crazy because it's like my mind can't comprehend it was that long, but it's like, oh, it's not that hasn't been that long.
Me and
You've
Austin were
you've
the-
been married longer than you have not been married.
I know.
weird.
Well,
No,
wait,
that's
wait,
not
wait,
true.
no,
That's
that's
not
not
true.
true.
I got
That's
married
No,
when I
we
was
were
19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Almost as long.
But that's still wild to think.
It is. It is. It's interesting.
I was thinking that, and this is way off topic. For the whole 18 was like half of 18 is 32. No, wait, no,
No,
No, that's
36.
double.
36,
Half of
never mind.
18 is set.
Twice
Or double.
9,
Yeah.
but-
Sorry.
Oh,
So I was thinking when we turn 36, I'm like, dude, we're twice the age of legal.
of adulthood.
Like, what is happening?
We've officially
We've
been
been-
adults longer, or
As long as we weren't.
we
Right.
weren't.
I always thought the one that threw me off is like I've been out of grade school longer than I was in grade school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
weird
Yep.
to think about.
See,
'Cause
I
that
was
seemed like
talking-
such a long time.
I was talking with Jenny. I'm like, just in 4 short years, she'll have been a Campbell as long as she was a Luckington.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of crazy to think.
Weird.
So, today I had to give my date of birth to someone, and I was like, man, that sounds forever.
It's like that. It's like that joke when you're like 19 and
Were they still using
this is a
chainsaws back
compound
then?
sentence. You got more,
Yeah.
bro? Hit me with the and.
No,
19 and.
the one that always cracks me up is when you're plugging in your birthday on something, and it's the birthdays that you have to scroll to find it.
Oh,
God.
And
It's
now
like
it
a Wheel
starts.
of Fortune.
Yeah, now you're like, where the hell?
You
is
try to
it?
get a really good whip so it doesn't feel that far.
Yeah.
It's like Price is Right. You're spinning that wheel, like, come on, baby.
Wasn't somebody on this saying that like the 80s, the kids referring back to the 90s nowadays was like us referring back to the what? Like
60s.
60s.
Yeah, the 60s.
No.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not to throw a big wrench in this sob story over here of us turning old, but there was something also that didn't happen 5 years ago, and that was Cam having kids.
Yeah.
He's got another one on the way.
Yeah, he does.
And he's also got something really awesome to share.
Oh no, what? The
I
gender.
know what we're having.
He knows.
you really?
It's got a
the
penis.
gender. So do we want to take a vote? I know, so I won't give any input,
He's
but
got a penis.
I would love to hear what you guys think. And we've got to
Hang on.
really,
I gotta fill this universe.
if you're watching or if you're listening on Spotify, take the time to pull up the video because we're going to do a video reveal.
It's a girl.
What do you think?
Shoot. I honestly am mixed. I hope it's a boy.
It's a boy. We add a baby.
We add it's
I'm gonna just say boy.
Is it? I hope this is okay for me to bring this up.
Oh heck yeah, dude!
Okay.
That was the plan.
All right.
Do you wanna show them your toes or mine?
Whatever you prefer. I can pull my toes up.
bust out your foot because I think it'll be easier.
All right,
for-
all right,
let's
all
see,
right,
Okay,
all
you
right.
ready? You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
This is the big reveal.
Oh, I got the tall socks on today.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, I don't know if they can see this.
Maybe, I don't know.
This is weird. I've tried this before. Have you? Have you tried this position before?
That's how you get boys.
I'm Charlie horsing just looking at you.
All right.
Just taking a look, see.
You ready, boys?
Yep.
Oh, they can't even see on camera. I'll have to show you guys up close. 3, 2, 1.
All right.
I knew it.
Look,
Yep.
I got
Me
sparkle
and you, my
toes.
friend.
Yep, I knew it.
I was
Look at them sparkly pink toes.
3 girls.
We went and got pedicures.
Yep.
It is freaky how much I am never wrong because I'm wrong every time. And I say that because every time I want it to
second
be
guessing.
like,
Uh-huh.
or whatever, I don't know.
Whatever
how to-
you think it's going to be, it's not.
every time. Yeah.
I'm about 50%. Let's be
Those
honest.
are about the
I was
odds.
right about you having a boy. I was wrong.
Another girl.
Yeah, dude. Girl
Hey,
dads.
that's awesome.
All day.
Yep.
Guys just got to stop knocking the balls off of them, man.
Man. And you know,
luck.
I mean, it's our fault. But we're the only ones that carry the gene for it.
It's true.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe she'll choose to be a boy.
Do not curse on me, Rocky Bobby.
You know what's funny is this is how dumb I am. Someone in the comments on the vlog, because we'd had 2 girls, someone in the comments was like, he only has 1 testicle, so maybe he only produces the X chromosome. Or is it X? Is it only
It's X,
X's?
yeah.
And I was like, and part of me was like, could there have some validity to that? I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Like, does 1 testicle only produce 1 chromosome and the other one produce the other?
They just cut one off at that
Oh
point.
my god.
I was like, I didn't know. But
I did learn that you can, so you can have your sperm like, it's not like 100% effective, but you can have
Separated,
you
yeah.
have your sperm separated to shoot for a specific gender.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I guess apparently one or the other, it actually will literally separate.
Yeah, you just turn on like elementary or school music, and all the boys go to one side and the girls go to the other, and they don't talk to each other.
All right, snowball.
Slow dance, everyone's whoosh.
It's the snowball at the classic skating.
that's a multiple use term there, bud.
Just switch them around a little bit. Figure out.
All right, you want the boys or the girls?
But I have a friend who did that. So they do, I think it's in vitro, where they take the egg and the sperm and they actually combine it outside.
Yeah.
And then put it in. And so yeah, they're just like, we'll do boy, 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 girl, and that's what they're doing.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, they just planned it out.
Well,
Picked
the crazy thing about in vitro is it is surprisingly high on having twins, triplets, or even quadruplets.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you are almost guaranteeing like at least a twin set. It's crazy. Anyway,
But in vitro, though, they have to put you on a ton of hormones and stuff still, though, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I thought we were looking into that. And then,
And it's not cheap.
well,
oh, it's not cheap.
no. It's like 25 grand or something.
Oh, it's even more than that. So last
Inflation.
year, yeah, dude. Last year, I made this little message on the vlog that I wanted to, for this last Christmas, I wanted to give away an in vitro treatment to someone for Happy Day apparel. And I didn't realize how expensive it was. I was thinking it would have been like, a few grand. And I was like, okay, we could easily do that. And then I got on the phone with someone and they were like, oh, dude, it's like 50 grand.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Yeah, dude.
So when he dropped that number, I was like, well, shoot, we can't do that. So we've been trying to brainstorm like ways.
Turkey basting service, dude.
Turkey basting. Well, I think
Bro,
what
a
we're
blind
gonna
guy
do,
did it in his basement with a turkey base.
So
Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps.
I'm so happy you went there because that's where my head went. I love it. So we've been brainstorming and trying to figure out what we can do. And I think next year, or this year, I should say, this Christmas, we're going to try and give away a fund where we can fund at least the beginning portion of it to a family who's already committed to doing the process.
Right.
And so we can aid them in that, but not pay for the full thing. Because, man, when I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, we can't do that much anyway. But,
Man.
anyway.
Oh, boy.
Fun stuff. We didn't even really deep dive into it. I wanted to do a few more.
We just kept
I think
getting
that was
on
the best
rants.
part. It's just, I mean,
There's so much more. There's career paths, parenthood. I would love to hear all this stuff. But we're on a time constraint because Zach's looking at me like
little shreepy.
he's doing this with his eyeballs.
I haven't done that once.
No, with your eyeballs.
Oh, I got you.
I could see it. I could see it. You're like, wrap it up, bud. Got to get to bed.
Yeah. I'm interested in the personal growth section.
Yeah,
section
There's a
and all that.
personal growth.
The section.
I changed it. I corrected
Your
myself.
personal growth
Where's
section.
personal growth?
Yeah. Section.
I think
Romantic,
that growth,
romantic relationships.
Yep, that growth is between you and your wife.
It's personal.
Or
Listen,
music
I'm an
videos.
open book. Ask me anything.
All right. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was kind of all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed the reveal there of Cam's little
love
baby.
it.
Dude,
Caught
are
me
you
off guard.
excited?
Little baby, I'm stoked. I just always had the feeling it would be a girl, even though I was betting on boy. There's just something in the back of my mind that was like, it's gonna be a girl.
I'm a little bit bummed that we don't have buds to play, but dude, girls are awesome.
Who knows?
Why can't the boy play with the girl?
Yeah, they can be
They
friends.
can, but it's not.
But
the
it needs to be
same.
supervised now.
Who knows? Maybe one day they'll just grow up and get married.
Hey, and
Honestly, I would think that would be
How
so awesome
wild
if any
would
of
that
our
be?
kids got married. Unless they're the same genders. We don't put up with that. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh shit!
It's
I'm
a
kidding.
joke.
I'm
It's a
kidding.
joke.
It's a joke. I
a
kid.
laugh.
I
We
kid.
joke. We joke. But hey, who knows? Because like when we found out, Shaylee was like, "Does this mean we'll try again?"
No.
I mean,
And so I was like, hold your horses.
Let's practice right
There's
now.
some things that need to happen first, but we'll see when we get there.
Do you want a big family?
I mean, not like if I don't know.
Because you have 2 siblings, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So you're a
And so
family
does
of
she.
3.
She has 3. I'm a family of 3.
See, Jess is also from a family of 3. I'm from a family of 3.
Like 3's a really good number.
I don't know. I kind of hate it.
Dude, I
I
wanted
want 4 or 2.
I wanted
You're
8.
So I'm
long
like-
past that.
I wanted a
4
bunch
or
of
2.
kids.
So I was like, I just want pairs. I want kids to be able
Oh.
to play with each other.
I see what you're saying.
And so like Tony's situation, I know you're not loving the current situation, but that's given
See,
other
and-
circumstances. But like
Dude.
being like kids in the same age range and being able to play, like watching Micah and Paige play right now is incredible. They get along so well, and it's so fun watching them.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that a third kid's gonna throw that in the ringer.
Oh, it
Big time.
creates. That's what I like about the third kid, though. It creates so many different dynamics.
Yeah.
Because when you have 2, you only have that one dynamic. But when you have 3, you now multiply that, and
Yeah.
it's
Gives them
so
all
different.
Yeah. More dynamic.
See, we kind of wish that our 4th was a girl just because of how close that he was to Kelsey. But now as he's starting to get older and have his own little personality, him and Kels will play. And it's still adorable to watch.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Anyway, off again on another tangent. But
Tangents all around.
if you stuck around, we'll do #baby down in the comments if you made it this far. Nice. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys here next time.
Love you guys.
Ciao.
Deuces.
Arrivederci.
Thanks for being part of this crowd.